Welcome to the MSP Corner podcast. Before we kick off our show, we would like to share what our main objective is at the MSP Corner. Our main goal is to help CEOs build profitable and self-sustainable IT service firms. We are not just providing tools for IT firms, we will be sitting in meetings with you to ensure your IT firm stays on track. The first area we are focused on, strategic sales. IT firms are stuck selling technology or IT support. We will provide you with the blueprint so you position your firm as an added value to your prospects. We will have framework on how to sell value so you influence the prospect into selecting your firm. The second area we see many IT firms struggle in is marketing. 90+% of businesses rely on antiquated marketing methods. The most popular choice, word of mouth. We have proven methods on how to attract the ideal prospect. Our framework will include how to become the online authority and be the business influencer for an industry. The third component to our package, scaling. IT firms walk away from opportunities because they lack the bandwidth or skill set to scale. We have lined up reputable businesses so our members can hire on-demand resources that will allow them to scale their business. The fourth area we will offer help in, selecting the right tools. In order to deliver value, you need the right tech stack. Our platform will offer information on products that are the ideal choice for MSPs. The fifth area we will offer help in is with documentation. Templates are a critical component when building an MSP. We will have contracts, proposals, SOWs, collateral, and much more in the template section. You will have every document you need to start up your managed IT service business. Thank you for tuning in. Let's go to our next podcast. Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning into our podcast. I am your host, Fernando Leon. I am joined by my co-host, Gregory Moravietz. And today we're going to discuss effective growth strategies for MSPs, our personal experience with some of these strategies. But before we dive into this topic, let's quickly go over the table of contents. And what we're going to discuss, well, we'll start at the top, and the marketing struggle. Everybody has them. It's just not for a specific industry. I know many CEOs in various industries, and they all struggle. It's a common problem. Well, you got to first determine if there's a demand before you choose a strategy, right? Obviously, we're in the IT service business, plenty of demand, but you got to make some decisions based on where your prospective clients reside. And we'll go over that in detail. Your funnel options. We're going to go over 5 or 6 of these topics, and mastering messaging, expectations, and then we'll conclude with a short message on marketing. So let's start off with the marketing struggle, because IT firms are notorious for struggling with marketing, and it's due to several reasons. First, it's complex. I mean, not only is your services complex, but it can be challenging to convey the value proposition to non-technical audiences. Plus, the rapid evolving nature of technology requires continuous adaptation in marketing strategies. Plus, IT firms often prioritize technical excellence over marketing expertise. I see this every day. You guys are more concerned with learning about the new shiny object instead of focusing on how to sell value and marketing expertise. And that's where MSP Corner steps in. We want to teach you guys how to sell value, how to persuade your prospective clients, how to illustrate you are the thought leader. So that's our main goal. So moreover, intense competition in the IT industry can make it not only difficult for firms to stand out, among all the noise that's going on. Overall, a combination of factors, including complexity, rapid change, resource constraints, and competition contribute to the marketing challenges faced by IT firms. But when you guys join the MSP Corner, we're going to make it easy for you guys to succeed because we want to provide you guys with framework that's going to provide you with step-by-step guidelines on what you need to do, whether it be email marketing campaigns, SEO best practices, PPC best practices. These strategies are effective for generating new opportunities. You have to be not only patient, but you have to consistently produce content in order to become the thought leader online. All right. Is there a demand? Obviously, we don't even, it depends on your location, right? If you live in a city with 1,000 people, I doubt there's going to be a demand for your business, right? There's just not enough businesses to keep you busy. So you have to determine your area online demand for the services you offer. So first, you need to conduct a keyword research. And you can use tools like Google Keyword Planner, which reveals search volumes for relevant terms to your business. You can also monitor social media platforms, forums, and Q&A sites will help you gauge discussions and queries related to IT services. Additionally, assessing competitor activity and market trends aids in understanding demand. And by integrating these approaches, businesses can effectively evaluate online demand for their IT services, and which obviously will allow you to tailor your offering to meet market needs. All right, funnel options. When I first started in the marketing, got into the marketing world, I'm like, I was just there. People are like, oh, you got to build a funnel. You got to implement various funnels to generate leads. And I'm like, funnels. What the hell is a funnel? Well, we're gonna provide you with that information today. So, but for IT service firms, a variety of marketing funnel options exist to attract and convert potential clients. And the next several slides, we're going to discuss a variety of options. So up first, we're going to start off with webinars. Webinars are great for creating content, obviously, right? But this is a great strategy for not only sharing your expertise and your experience, but it provides your ideal audience, such as, let's say, the medical industry, and you give a webinar which nobody attends on HIPAA compliance. Doesn't mean that you wasted your time. It just means you're telling Google how much experience you have with HIPAA compliance and security, because you're going to share that on YouTube, and then you're going to share that on your social media platforms. Because if you have businesses following your LinkedIn company page, they would love to hear about this type of information. So don't feel like webinars are a waste of time, because hosting a webinar establishes credibility and trust, and it illustrates your expertise. So believe it or not, this draws prospects in. Webinar serves as a powerful lead generation tool by offering valuable content and engaging presentations to potential customers. And by addressing relevant topics and providing insights, webinars attract individuals interested in the subject matter. effectively capturing their attention and driving engagement. And attendees willingly share, contact information. Obviously, you need to set up a registration page, and you need to get a landing page in place. But this is easy stuff. Producing the webinar, that's the biggest challenge a lot of you have, because it's time consuming. You got to produce the right content. And that's where the MSP Corner is going to step in and provide you with that guidance. You need guidance when you produce content. You need a mentor to walk you through this process, because you don't want to just produce content and just have it sit there. You need to announce it to the world. So, and you need to collect data. If you want to make it have a subscription wall in place, well, you got to follow the best practices for that. So this is a great solution to just put your skill set on display. Put your the value you offer in visuals, right? The webinar gives you an opportunity to give visuals to your potential clients. Greg, do you have any comments on this?
No, you're doing well.
All right. All right. Let's move on to cold calling, because this is one area I know extremely well, because for the first 10, 12 years, I made a ton of cold calling. Cold calling is a way to qualify opportunities. It's not technically a marketing tool. It's a way to get some quick wins, but cold call remains a potent lead generation tool, despite advancements in digital marketing, because cold calling, it's a challenge. But by directly reaching out to prospects, you can get some quick wins if, and let me emphasize, if your message is customer centric. People get stuck with what is customer centric? IT firms are so stuck on, look at how great we are. Look at the IT expertise we offer. Look at how long we've been in business. We have 800 years of experience between me and my 10 employees or 20 employees, right? It's like they don't care about that. So that's the secret to succeeding in anything. When you're marketing or you're making cold calls, your message has to be customer centric. That's it. That's the
Well,
secret. Go
well,
ahead.
I got a cold call today. I get cold called every day because we have an MSP, and a lot of the times people are like, "Do you want to buy a back?" Today it was backup. Do you want to buy backup? I said no, never. And she didn't hear me. She didn't listen to me. Anything I said, I said no, never. Don't want it. And
Yeah,
she just went into this spiel of, you know,
yeah,
blah blah
yeah,
blah 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 blah. It's just like a machine gun reading from a script.
yeah, yeah,
Because I guess I hadn't hung up on her or whatever.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And she's just mouthing all this stuff. And at the end of it, I said at the beginning of this call, no, never. And
yeah,
she kept just going on. She's like, why wouldn't you buy this? Like asking questions from negative responses, reading it from a script.
yep, yep.
And I said to her, this is the wrong way to sell. You should not be selling this way. You are going to the beach with sand. You're trying to sell sand to people at the beach. It's like, I already have backup. I don't need to tear everything out that I already have. She's all, you make a lot of good points, but we could be less expensive. And I'm like, I gotta now have two backup systems. I have to train everybody.
Yeah,
I have
yeah,
You have to pay two bills. I have to keep track of two systems. I have to have people who know one system and know the second system. And now I got to split the responsibilities and da 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 da. And she was like, "Well, you have some good points, but," and then she's just reading on and on again. And I'm all, I said no, never in the beginning of this call, and you're just not listening to me.
yeah,
So if anything comes from any suggestion we give anyone, it's don't read from a script.
No,
Don't just
no.
jabber babber on.
Yep.
Try to
Yep.
call if you need to cold call people, try to cold call people who've left their business card at your table at some function, right?
Yeah.
And at
Yeah.
least 5% chance they are gonna want what you're selling,
Yep.
unless you've got a raffle in the fishbowl and you're just calling people at random. That cold calling, it can be effective, but I have to say, I rather cold call people from a list of people who clicked on a link that made them mildly interested in what you're trying to sell.
Yep. Yep. No, I agree. I agree. I get cold calling. I get cold call, and it's like, did the same person call us? Mine was about security, right? I got a call today about security, and I immediately said, "No, we're all set." But they
Yeah,
continued. They continued as if had said, "Yes, give me more information." And I'm like, I
I said
go,
no.
"Yeah." You got to be a good listener. When you're a cold caller, you have to listen to what your prospective client is saying, because it you need to uh, 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 always be professional. You need to be a good listener, and you need to first pitch value. Just because you call into a medical office and they need to be HIPAA compliant, and you say, hey, we provide solutions so your organization is secure and compliant. Do you have any challenges with compliance? If they said no, then move on, hang up, say, hey, I get you. You're taken care of.
Well, you know what I'm gonna do the next time someone cold calls me and says, "Hi, are you Gregory?" And I'm gonna, "Yeah, I'm Gregory." And they're gonna go, "Do you want to buy backup?" I'm gonna say 7-layer dip. And then they're gonna go on and they're gonna spiel all over me, blah 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 blah. And I'm gonna go, Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm just gonna say things that don't make any sense and just try to get their reaction. And maybe they'll ultimately realize that they haven't listened to a word I said because I'm making no sense.
yeah, yeah.
If I'm just saying potato salad, Parmesan cheese, are they gonna? They're not gonna listen. They don't listen. You're right. They totally don't listen to anything you're saying. They just are reading from a script. If you haven't hung up on them immediately, then that's their sign to continue forward. And who wants a partner that doesn't listen to anything you say
Yeah,
and will just like bulldoze you with words trying
yeah,
to get you to say, I will buy 50 units. Or maybe I should just say that to them, 50 units, give me 50 units.
yeah, yeah. No, I
And they'll
agree.
be like, great, let's have you sign up for a contract. And I'll go, no, I don't want a contract. I want 50 units. They just get under their skin. Then they slam the phone down. They get so angry that they're, under a lot of pressure or something, and they get so angry when I mess with them, they slam the phone down.
Oh, wow, wow.
But they're wasting my time.
Well, customer or cold calling is challenging. I mean, I made them for a very long time, and people would yell at me too. And you just gotta roll with the punches. But you're gonna have more success. This isn't a silver bullet. Everybody thinks, oh, this which one is the silver bullet? There's no silver bullet. You just have to increase the percentages to success. And if you focus on a message that is customer centric, you're going to increase your chances. I mean, that's the secret to succeeding in cold calling. If you create and this is something we're going to provide on the MSP Corner. We're going to provide you with a customer centric cold calling script, so you get to the point immediately. Now, it takes time to foster trust and credibility, but you can get there if you build rapport, because even though they say no, no, Gregory, I don't need your backup. They could respond with, well, can I stay in touch every 6 months? Because you know what, you might not be happy in 6 months. They'll say absolutely. They usually say yes or no, and then just take them off your call list.
Well,
So
I'll tell you, my script would be, hi, Fernando, I see you're an MSP. in the, you're an MSSP or you're an MSP, is your tech stack complete? Do you have any pain points? That's what I would say. That would my script be. My script wouldn't be, duh, hi Fernando, I see that you want to buy backup software from my list here. You're a person that looks like they want to buy backup software. Let me tell you all about my backup software. Blah 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 blah. I'd be like, look, Fernando, what's your tech stack looking like? Do you have any holes or gaps?
Yeah,
No.
yeah,
And if he says, I got a hole in PSA and you don't sell PSA, just say, have a nice life. Thank you. Goodbye. But at least find out if the guy even has any pain points. I can tell you I have pain points,
yeah,
but I could share them with people if they ask me, hey, what are your pain points? What's the toughest thing you're seeing in your business? Oh, well, man, I can't do backups. My backup system is shit. I would say, oh yeah, well, I happen to know I happen to have a good system for backups.
yeah, 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 yeah. No,
That's what
that's
I'd much
that.
rather have that conversation than jam your. I'm gonna jam this down your throat. Jam it down your throat. Jam it down your throat.
Well, I agree with you. You do have to ask a couple of questions, because if you can get the pain points and challenges, you can start using that as a way to get a way to get another call, at least schedule a meeting. Because this is the problem with a lot of these cold callers. They're trying to sell you on the spot, but you just this is just an opportunity. Cold calling you're creating an opportunity to qualify leads, and this helps you identify prospects that have pain points, right?
Well,
Because
I also see a lot of vendors trying to solve like snake oil solve, like right,
yeah,
like you'll go back up, Fernando. That helps your business continuity,
sure, sure,
and or
sure,
oh, backup has helps you with disaster recovery,
yeah,
and you'll be like, backup will like get you a hotter girlfriend,
yeah,
or backup will lower the mortgage rate on your home loan.
yeah,
You're like,
yeah.
what? Wait a second here. And they're like, they're just snake oiling it, right? They're trying to
Yeah,
make it fit into every square peg. They'll
yeah,
like crunch that backup in their hand until it's square, and then they'll jam it in that hole. They'll
yep,
just say, look, backup will solve all your problems. Having a midlife crisis, back up your data. At least
yep,
that's out of the way, and then you don't have to worry about that anymore. I
yep,
mean, it's crazy. It's crazy the things that I see these marketing groups do with this one product they think will span across all of the all the problems that exist in the world.
yep. Nope, I agree. I agree. Well, the nice thing about cold calling, it offers a human touch, right? Often, which you don't get in digital interactions. So this will resonate with certain segments in the market. Now, you gotta when you're making cold calls, you gotta be obviously thick-skinned, but you have to be very effective with your communication, and that's gonna that's going to well, if you're professional, you're effective with your communication, that's going to generate leads. It's going to generate appointments, because you're just qualifying the lead. You're not selling the lead on what you have to offer, because there's just not enough time to sell that value. Because remember, you're imposing, you're this is an invasion. You're invading these people's time. So remember that you have less than 5-10 seconds to display value. So you got to make it very quickly, and you got to close it by scheduling an appointment. And during that appointment, that'll give you more time to illustrate what value you have to offer.
Well,
All right.
that's when I see a lot of these houses that just spam blast you, right? They'll
Yeah.
like, or robocallers will call you and go, Fernando, are you interested in backup?
Yeah. Yeah.
Fernando, hi. Richard, are you interested in backup?
Yeah.
Hey, Terry,
Yeah.
and they're pounding it out.
Yeah.
and they're pounding it out, and they're just, 5 people out of 1,000 answered the phone.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
because I don't see how, in logical sense, how you can sit there, Fernando, and call. I mean, at least it takes, if you have, even if you have a quick caller, you need to call and then maybe possibly take a note that
Yeah.
you called. I mean, you got to
Yeah.
know that you called, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
otherwise, how are you going to know? So it takes maybe 3 to 5 minutes, maybe 2 minutes. And maybe if you get a hold of somebody and they hang up on you, 3 to 5 minutes. I'll say 3 to 5 minutes on average.
Yeah.
So you got a 5 minute average. There's only 12 calls an hour.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you had a robo machine that called like 1,000 calls an hour, you know, then, but the robo machine is horrible. Nobody wants to be called by the robo machine. But if you have 1,000, maybe it's 2,000 calls, you're getting a better, maybe it'll make 3,000 calls. You might even get a better return on investment out of 3,000 calls an hour than you would from your 12, right?
Sure.
Because it's
Sure.
logical that the robo machine could just keep going crazy, pounding through that list for you, trying to set up trying to set something up for you.
Possible. I wouldn't have too much faith in it, but hey, I'm willing to
I get
at least.
roboed every day. I get roboed every day. Every
Oh
day,
wow.
2 to 5 times a day, I get roboed, and I can tell it's a robo because there's a noise I recognize from it, that it'll be like this crunchy noise in the background where it's connecting. Because I
Interesting.
picked up the phone, it's like no longer in robo mode.
Yeah.
Now it's going to say, now there's going to be an AI woman go, "Hello, is this Gregory Moravietz?" And I'll be like, salad dressing, salad
Yeah. Yeah.
dressing." And she'll
Exactly.
go, "Okay, let me get you a hold of somebody right away. Let me get you an agent to talk to you right away about your backup." And I'll
Yeah.
be all, "Pineapple juice."
Well, let me tell me what you think about this opinion because I highlighted this important fact. I think it's very accurate because firms that have less than 50 people, right? Anything above that number, I mean, I think cold calling would work great with firms that have less than 50 people because anything above that number, it's just impossible to get through because of today's technology, voicemail, and most, I think, executives that are decision makers, you're gonna have to get through gatekeepers. And I don't know if that's
Well,
how accurate that
well,
can be.
okay.
But
You and I work for a 100-person company.
yeah,
We're the office manager, and you know what happens is we probably get pounded all day with cold callers, and a cold caller calls and says, "I'd like to deliver milk to your building," and you're like, "Oh, okay, come on by." And then, you know they drive up in the pickup truck, and they unload a goat, and they squeeze some milk out in the parking lot, and they bring it in the office and they give it to you. The CEO is going to be like, "You're fired."
yeah,
But at a small mom and pop shop, they might think it's freaking awesome. They
yeah,
might say, "That is amazing. Where did
yeah,
you find these guys?" It's just weird how, like, a small business bootstrapper, everyone's in the same boat. Somebody pulls out a glass of milk in the little life raft, and they're all, "Where'd you get that from?"
yeah,
And
yeah,
and but if you're in an office complex where you're with, like, business professionals who are dressed in suits and ties, if you pull the goat out in the parking lot, they're going to crucify you.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I would say 100-person, 50, 60-person office, it starts to get real where there's an HR department and there are people's feelings you have to take into account. It's not a family anymore. It's not a tight knit group of like minded individuals who think artisanal cheeses or homemade pickles are cute.
yeah,
They don't
yeah,
think that way as you grow. Even though they may think that way, nobody wants to take the responsibility for having hired, um, you know, the IT company where the guy comes in barely dressed or dressed in some sort of a steampunk outfit. They're
yeah,
like, "What's going on here? This is not right." But that being said, I will counter all that and say this. If you have a copier, like a Ricoh copier or a Minolta copier or a Xerox copier, and you're having a really hard time finding a copier person, and you've
Hmm.
gone through the phone book and you've called all these places and everyone's full and no one has any room for you, and by chance, by miracle, which is what it's called, a copier repair person calls you and says, "Hey, I repair Ricos."
Yep.
You're like
Yep.
you're like, "Thank God you called."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm sure you've heard that before.
Yeah.
"Thank God you called me because I have been going out of my mind. I haven't been able to fix the stupid machine and no one will help me." And
Yep.
it's like they're all of a sudden the hero. They're
Yep.
like, "I found this guy. He called me out of the blue. Thank God he did because he totally fixed the copier. I'm a hero." How
Yep.
often does that happen? It's called a miracle for a reason.
Well,
But it happens. They happen. I've
it
seen
does
them.
happen. It does happen, and it's it
Can
probably
you
doesn't
stake
happen
your
as
business on miracles?
no, gosh, no, 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 no,
No.
no, 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 no. You got to have a very you got to have realistic expectations. This is cold calling. I'm not going to say is the answer to all, but it's not something. I think that you can get some quick wins if you're calling in at the right time.
If you live
And
in Sebastopol,
yeah,
Sebastopol, Ohio, right?
yeah,
If you live in Sebastopol, Ohio, and there's like maybe 3 IT guys,
yeah,
or
yeah,
maybe 2 of them have companies and you know they're struggling because they don't have enough staff,
yeah,
and
yeah,
you call into a company and you're like, "Hey, do you guys have any IT people?" "Well, we tried to call so and so, he never called us back. We tried to call Yabo Yabo, they never called us back. What do you guys got?
yep,
What can you guys come by and see us?" But
yeah,
if you're in
yeah,
Silicon Valley where people invented IT and you're cold calling, good luck to you, man. Everyone
exactly.
and their brother is an engineer, so
Yeah, yeah.
good luck. But if you're in Paris, Texas, I say cold call away, man.
I
Oh,
agree.
what, right? How are you gonna? What do you got to lose in those situations?
Yeah,
If
you
you
don't.
go into the yellow pages or you scan online, you go IT companies, Paris, Texas, and one shows up, and it's a storefront. Cold call
Yeah,
like a maniac, right?
yeah,
Then I say,
yeah,
yeah, cold calling could work in those areas
yeah,
because there's limited, there's limited offerings. So when you call someone and you're like, "Do you have a pain point? Do you need backup?" They're like, I need IT. We don't
yeah,
even have IT here. My cousin's been helping us, but he's got to go off to college. Can you come by right away?" I
yeah.
mean, yeah, that's when cold calling. So we're jaded because we live in an area where cold calling, that kind of stuff, is like trying to sell, corn in Iowa, right? Trying to call
Yeah,
people, say, "You want to buy corn?" Well, I grow corn here.
yeah,
I
exactly.
grow all the corn for the country. What are you, crazy? Why
Exactly.
are you trying to sell me corn? I don't need it.
Yeah, yeah. But
Yeah,
it
we've gone to these trade shows where I think it's a miracle to hear these guys are all, "Yeah, well, I was at a bar and I met a guy and his billion-dollar corporation doesn't have any IT staff." I'm
yeah.
all, Where are you from?" "Oh, we're from Consapani, Maine." I'm all, "Consapani, where's that?" "I don't even know
Yeah,
where can I find it on a map?"
yeah,
And, "Oh, yeah,
exactly.
there's this billion-dollar organization that decided to start a factory up here. They have 0 IT support." And I'm all,
Yeah, yeah,
"Well,
yeah,
that's the unlucky of you to have
yeah.
stumbled onto that."
Exactly, exactly. But let's move on to the next solution that we've tried that we actually do pretty well with email. Email, we'll get, we're sending out about 3,000 emails a month, and we'll get 1 to 2 meetings from those messages. But these are carefully crafted emails that will hit a nerve with our audience. We know what pain points they have. So we solve 10 different pain points because we know the pain points they have. So we hit a home run on a couple. So it's email is still a very powerful tool for lead generation due to its direct and personalized nature. So but remember, you got to craft compelling email content. And when you target a specific audience, businesses can attract potential leads through engaging newsletters, even promotional offers, but we keep everything educational. You don't want to be soliciting people every week, every day. I see that too much. Oh my God. But one of the nice things about email is email automation. It allows for timely follow-ups, and it will nurture leads. It'll guide them through a sales funnel. But effective email marketing strategies, man, businesses can establish trust, demonstrate expertise, and ultimately convert leads into customers. Email, announce that you just gave a webinar on HIPAA compliance or security and compliance. Because you can start
Well,
tracking metrics. You can track metrics on open rates and click-through rates, and this just provides valuable insights for, you can refine email campaigns. And this, man, you can have a very successful lead generation email campaigns if properly set up and configured. So
well, that's hard because
it
I'll tell you
is.
this.
It
I
is.
am so desensitized by all this same. I mean, I'm desensitized by it. I can't
Yeah.
even like, for instance, I told my friend I can't read fiction books anymore because I am so desensitized by the elaborate descriptions they give for everything.
Yeah.
It's like, Tom had a sweater and it had a thread that was coming out of it that was blue and blah, blah, blah. I don't care. I don't care about Tom's sweater. Who
Yeah.
is Tom and where is he going? What is he doing? I only want to know what that is. I don't want this overly drawn out description that these fiction books all do for hours and hours talking about some waistcoat. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't care the smells of the fish market. I know what they smell like.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
how I feel about advertising.
Yeah.
I I could sit there looking at the TV set and watching a car commercial, and you could come back 5 minutes later and go, "What car commercial did you see in the last 5 minutes?" And I would say, "I have not seen one."
Yeah.
And you'd be like trying to give me a bunch of questions about it, and I went,
Oh
"I have
boy.
not seen one. I do not remember it because my mind is so conditioned to get rid of those things now."
Okay.
And so
Okay.
I just don't even feel, I mean, maybe young people, that's not the that's they're so caught up in the virtual world that they don't feel that way, but I do. I don't know if you do. Do you feel that way where I could say, "Here's 7 adverts in an hour, I'll come back and go, tell me about 3 of them."
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Could you? Could
yeah,
you?
maybe I pay attention to these things because you learn from these things. So
Would you
I
pick the
tend
3 most compelling ones out, or would you just pick
probably,
3 at
yeah.
random?
No. I would pick the most compelling ones. The ones, and I'll tell you, there's a condition though. The ones that speak to me, those are the ones that are going to stand out. Those are the ones I'm going to remember. If it's a bunch of jibber jabber, bunch of nonsense, no. If it's a terrible thought out marketing strategy, no. Uh, it's not gonna stay in my brain, so to speak. So yeah.
Nothing stays in my brain anymore. It is as out as fast as it goes in,
Oh wow.
and it's because, I mean, I look at screens like 10 or 15 hours a day. I look up products, I look up things that I'm looking for, like I was looking for this product that could do, like, evidence retrieval for compliance monitoring.
Yeah.
I'm looking for it, but everywhere I go, it's the same garbage,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I'm just like, "Well, none of these places are giving me what I need." But then
Yeah.
again, I think to myself, I don't know what any of these places do.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's so vague. We're ExoStar.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a big
And I'm all,
problem.
ExoStar, who the hell are you? What do you do? Do you do compliance monitoring? And they're all, check out our mission statement at ExoStar. We want to be the primary resolver of all of your resolvable issues. And I'm all, what? And then I click on the products and it's all the Twin Star 5000
Yeah.
fixer upper jobber. And I'm all,
Yeah. Yeah.
what? And then I got to click on that. It's all here at the factory where we make the Twin Star 5000. We use the most up to date ways of making Twin Star 5000s that you could imagine.
Yeah.
Look at the Twin Star 5000, this box. And you're like, what? What's this shit?
Yeah.
No, the emails are like a miracle, but you've just accelerated the pace of miracles. If you are, like you said, if you're touching a nerve on someone's bone,
Yeah. Yeah.
you're much, you and I both know you're much better off using SEO, AdWords, pay per click, where people are looking for your stuff and they're clicking on you. You want to gather, you don't want to hunt. I think hunting is a mistake,
I agree.
but
I agree.
but
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
seem, but then again, conversely, like I said, if you're in Punxsutawney,
Yeah.
hunting is easy because there's a bunch of wildlife outside your door, and you're like, wow, I could just shoot out the door and get one.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
No,
it
you're
depends on where you are, what you're selling, what your market looks like, what your audience is, what your message is, what your, where it is you're coming from, where it is you're going. It's there's a lot that
yeah.
goes into it, man. There's a lot.
Oh yeah, no, 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 no. There is. It's just like all these marketing firms say, there's no silver bullet. That's why you gotta set up several funnels so you can track metrics. And you're gonna be more successful when you create a customer-centric message. It's been proven. It's proven. There's no I have it's not 100%, nothing's 100%, but you're going to have a successful campaign. There's no
Which
doubt.
is
I
you're
have.
going to get one or two leads. I mean,
Well,
don't
it just
think a
depends.
successful campaign is 10 leads or 20 leads. It's
Yeah.
one or two, maybe a
Yeah. No.
month.
No. Yeah. No. 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 I agree. I agree. It's going to. You're going to have to be realistic, and we touch on that with with our conclusion, or sorry, we have a slide here that talks about expectations, because you need to set some realistic expectations. But let's jump to SEO real quick, because search engine optimization is, in my opinion, a very low investment tool for lead generation. Every business, if and let me emphasize if again, if your audience is looking for you, you need to be focused on driving organic traffic to your site. There's just no way around it, because by optimizing website content, meta tags, keywords, SEO increases a site's chance of appearing higher in relevant search queries. There's no doubt about it. We generate 20 plus leads a month because of SEO. And that's one of the things we want to bring to the MSP Corner, is providing this type of guidance to IT firms who are open to this type of strategy, who are willing to create content, are willing to get on podcasts and create webinars, because that's going to add to your authority level. And this type of heightened visibility not only attracts more qualified visitors, but it also targets those actively seeking cloud products or services they're in the market for. So with quality content, and keep this in mind, user-friendly design and strategic keyword placement, SEO not only enhances online presence, but also establishes credibility. And this is what ultimately generates leads. And obviously, you want to convert, I always want a high conversion rate when people visit your site. Who cares if you have a pretty site? And it doesn't matter if you have a customer centric message. You want conversions. That's what you want at the end of the day. And what's a conversion? A meeting. That's what I want. Meetings. I don't care about downloads. I don't care if you listen to my podcast. I don't consider that
Well,
a conversion.
let me tell you what I think a conversion is. And I've given a couple of speeches to some people I know, who've been scared of the web, because they don't understand it. They're just business people. They don't know what a WordPress is. They don't know what a URL is. They don't know any of that stuff.
Sure.
And I told them, look, your website's all about the contact us button. It's just
Yeah.
everything leads to it. It's like,
That's right.
I sell donuts. Contact us. On page 2. Here's how I make donuts. Now
Yeah.
contact us.
Yes.
Page number 3, it's all donuts are tasty. Contact us. And
Yeah.
I'm all, no, that's not a conversion,
Yeah.
because contact us is like your phone number, and who cares? And this is going to sound strange,
Yeah.
but you will agree with me that a conversion is an educated person. If a person gets educated about your product, that's a conversion to me.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
conversion, I said to them, let the person have the light bulb moment. Don't force it into their head. I sell donuts. God
Yeah.
damn it.
Yeah.
Donuts.
Yeah.
Contact us. It's
Yeah.
like, my donuts are gluten free. My
Yeah.
donuts are made with, artisanal yeasts.
Yeah.
And then the
Yeah.
person's going to go, I want it. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. And that's it. That's what you want. That's a conversion. I told them that's a conversion.
Yeah.
Contact us button is not a conversion, because you've done nothing to have anyone press that button. A meeting.
Well,
I said a meeting is the ultimate. You want somebody clawing at your door to get in to have a meeting. You don't want them to go, "Hi, my name is Gregory. Would you like to have a meeting?"
yeah. Yeah.
That's
No,
not a
obvious.
that's no good.
Well, I interpret things a little differently. If people come to our website and they fill out the contact us page, is because they've we force them to leave a message saying, why are we going to meet, or what is it that you're talking about, what do you need, right? And 99.999% of the leads that come in say, hey, we read what you have to offer regarding white label services. We want to talk. We need a white label sock. Can you can we schedule a meeting? Right? That to me is a lead. That's a conversion. That's a qualified lead. No, you don't consider.
I would disagree with you. I would say the fact that they wanted white label services and you educated them that we sold them was the conversion, not the meeting. The meeting, if they're just trying to get meetings, then if you're just trying to get meetings, that's not. If you don't know why you're getting the meeting, or you haven't fed them enough of the donut information, or the of your information to get them to want the meeting, then
Uh-huh.
I say that's not a conversion.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Okay. Well, then I want meetings. I'll convert them into a client. So if we go with your logic. So
Yeah, I mean, a meeting is the ultimate, result of the interaction. But I always say that I say to people, the conversion is not the meeting. The conversion is the information you've presented to them.
sure,
If they
sure.
swallow it and say, "I like it, I won't give it to me now," then you've converted them, and the meeting can happen. I
Well,
mean,
so
what do you think they're going to
uh,
do after they go, "I want this"? They're gonna want
how
the
would
meeting.
you okay, so tell me, explain this to me. This logic is, so your logic, if we go by based on your logic, um a download on HIPAA compliance or SOC compliance would be a conversion for you.
Oh yeah, absolutely, without
and
question.
and what if they never call you?
That's fine. That's fine. Because
Yeah,
they
I
found
don't I
in
don't
the
want I
documentation.
that doesn't do anything for me.
I know it doesn't, but they found in the
It's
documentation maybe something you didn't do, or maybe something you did do that they didn't agree with, or didn't like, or didn't want,
sure,
or felt
sure.
that. Then they didn't waste your time coming to you and saying, "Oh, Fernando, are you SOC 2 compliant?" If you
Yeah,
say in your documentation, "No, you're not," they're just going to move along.
yeah,
Like a
yeah.
lot of things I look at say, this is not compliant with this particular regulation, and I go, ooh, I can't use it. and
Yeah.
I'll move on. I won't even have the call. Why have a
Yeah.
call and waste my time?
Yeah. Yeah. No, no, I agree. I agree. It's just that we have a difference of terminology because I want a conversion, and what I consider a conversion is a meeting request, and you consider a download a conversion because they want information. Yeah,
I would even
I'd rather have the
here's how
meeting.
crazy I am. Here's how crazy I am.
Yeah.
I would consider 3 clicks a conversion.
No, I
No,
consider
I
those
would. I
visitors.
know. You don't.
I consider visitors. I consider them visitors. There's
I know
no
you do, but I
I
would say 3 particular clicks in an order I would
yeah,
identify.
yeah.
I would click that as a conversion.
Hmm, hmm. All right. All right. Well, let's
If
move
they
along.
clicked on my home if they clicked on my homepage, then they clicked on my products, and then they clicked on and in each of those places there was information, and they kept clicking down, and they got to this place like white label services, I would
Mhm,
consider that a
mhm.
conversion because I would say this person is spending enough time, they are knowing what they're looking for, they're trying to find it, and they're going through and they're finding it. Then now they're getting the information they need. Is a
Yeah,
meeting in the wings? Who knows? Who knows what they're doing?
yeah,
You're thinking they're a visitor. I think they're a potential customer, and you're trying to give them enough information with those 3 clicks that they will want a meeting.
yeah, yeah. All right, let's move on to the next funnel you should set up, which is PPC, pay per click. This is advertising that stands out as an ideal solution for lead generation due to its targeted approach and, most important, measurable results. Because with PPC, businesses can precisely, I mean, it's very, the tool is so powerful. You can target their audience based on demographics, interest, online behavior, and this is going to ensure that their ads, or when you set up ads, it reaches potential customers effectively. Plus, PPC offers instant visibility on search engines and social media platforms, which will drive traffic to landing pages, which should be optimized for conversions. Now,
Well, I'll tell you, I would love to have $100,000 budget a month for PPC
yeah,
because then you would be able to probably crush that budget down to my maybe 5 or 10,000, because with that 100 grand you'd be able to buy all the AdWords around that sit around your product, and you would be able to find out very quickly which ones would help you convert.
yeah, yeah,
But if you don't have $100,000, you got to try one at a time. It's a tedious, slow process. You may not pick the right words one month, or words might get hotter the next month. If you had that $100,000, you could really, really swing the pendulum towards in your favor and find that keyword that's working. Find the keyword that people are using to get to your products, and then just sit on it. Right? Go,
yeah,
oh yeah, boy, I
yeah,
found the PPC that works. I
yeah,
tried 150 words and one of them worked. I mean,
yeah,
wouldn't that be great if you had that budget to do that?
yeah,
But
yeah.
otherwise, you got to go one at a time and try to figure out which one's going to work.
Well, PPC gives you the ability to track and analyze campaign performance in real time. So that's the beauty of PPC. And you can easily make adjustments. But the bigger the budget, like you said, oh man, that would just be, oh, so amazing.
It would
But
be amazing for the most smallest of companies because you could key in on that word
yeah,
that was the winner word. I mean, you could buy 1,000 words at $100 a pop and start squeezing, squeezing, squeezing. Get down. Oh, these 50, 60 words produce nothing. But
yeah,
oh wait, these 20 words produce one call. One click on each. And ooh, these 8 words produced someone going to my contact us page.
yeah,
Then you're just going to turn around and say, I don't need those other 98 words.
yeah,
I only need these 2 words, and then just
yeah,
dump all your money on both of those words.
yeah, yeah.
But how can you do that unless you have like 100 grand?
Well, PPC provides a cost-effective and it's efficient for generating high quality leads, but again, it's expensive, and then you need the expertise to manage it and build it. Actually, you have to build it, maintain it, optimize it. But that's just one factor. I mean, you got to build ads. You got to build. You got to write ad. You got to have the right text in there, and then the right pay, the landing page. So there's a lot that goes into PPC. It has
Well,
to
I'll
be.
say I'll say this to everybody on this that listens to this call. Use Chat GPT to try to figure out what are the most compelling um, you know,
Yeah, I agree.
what are
Yeah.
the most compelling words people pay attention to? What are the most compelling you can ask Chat GPT to create calls to action for you and stuff like that, and just pick which ones you think are going to work, or
Well,
try them all. I mean, you don't have to be smart. You
yeah,
could just tell Chat GPT to do it for you.
yep,
Let AI do some of the work for you, and then just pick and choose.
yep, yep. No, I agree. I agree. Well, let's hit on social media, which is another ideal platform because it's so powerful when you have CEOs or C-level and VP level executives following you, right? Because that's who you want following you on social media is your ideal client. You don't want children following you, or not children, but teenagers, because you provide IT services. Teenagers aren't going to be buying IT support from you. CEOs are. So you want to build a social media platform or ecosystem uh, that only has your ideal clients following you, because social media serves as an ideal solution to demonstrate your expertise. I mean, you could, it just gives you ability for keeping your audience engaged. And platforms like Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter allow businesses to connect with their target audience directly, right? And this,
Well,
you
we
get,
you gave me a book about this, and I think that there's some interesting, uh, segues off into start following the 12 people you want to be who you want to be your customers.
sure,
Start Go into LinkedIn and drop them DMs. Like their posts. Uh, make comments. Try to go to conferences where they're at and try to bump into them and all this other stuff. I was like, well, that's kind of I don't know if that works, but the guy said in the book that it did. So yeah, you could go a lot. You can go pretty far with
yep,
like how much of a stalker you are
yeah,
against your
yeah,
potential customers. But he says it works. It works if you like, if they recognize who you are and they're like, "Oh yeah," or you say to them, "Oh, I loved your post on blah blah blah." They're like, "Oh wow, maybe I
yeah.
should do business with this guy. Maybe he knows his shit because he's reading me."
Well, social media offers, a platform for you to personalize content, which can engage your followers. But again, it has to be customers. This has to be messages that are going to solve their pain points, solve their challenges. So social media is a great solution if you have the right followers. And what that guy, what that book that you read, I read those same things. And yeah, I agree with some of his strategies, not all. He does make some valid points, but social media, man, it's the new frontier. You can create very specific campaigns to, especially if you have a specific, if you're targeting a specific segment or industry or vertical, right? If you just have CEOs of public companies following you, man, they all have to be Sarbanes-Oxley compliant. So talking about security and Sarbanes-Oxley compliance and solving those type of problems for public companies, increasing the productivity, efficiency among these firms, they're going to want to read that. And again, you're not going to hit 100, you're not going to hit 1,000, but you will attract those firms or executives who are, looking to have a problem solved. And if they're following you and you're providing them with how to lose weight effectively, man, they're going to call you. They're going to ask you to schedule some time and and have you gives you an opportunity to pitch them. But Yeah, but social media, man, it's a powerful tool for driving lead generation, and this helps you foster business growth. Now, mastering messaging. Again, I'm gonna reiterate what Gregory just said. Chat GPT. It's solves so many problems, but make sure, because you don't want to make this service centric, IT centric, product centric. You want to make all your messages customer centric. It's essential for generating interest, as it directly addresses the needs, pain points of your target audience. There's just no way around it. This is the new way of marketing. So by focusing on how your service or whatever product can solve your target audience's problem, or it enhances their lives, it resonates with potential customers on a personal level. So you got to be able to capture their attention, which is going to eventually foster engagement. Remember, it's got to be compelling, and the messaging showcases empathy. You understand them, and you have a genuine desire to help. This builds trust and credibility. And ultimately, a customer centric approach demonstrates that the company values its customers' experiences and it prioritizes their satisfaction, leading to an increase in interest and conversions. And this will eventually, you know, turn into long-term loyalty. So you gotta master that message. And that, again, we are an MSP. We're not a marketing firm, but we know what messaging works. And when you join the MSP Corner, this is going to be one of the problems we're going to be helping you solve. We're going to be sitting with you and talking to you in great detail about who your audience is, what value you have to offer, because you guys don't think this way, but we'll get you there, and we'll get you to a point where you will be independent of MSP Corner, because we don't want lifetime members. We want you guys to, I'd rather have you guys invest in PPC than having to pay me. We want to get you to that point, but we understand that this isn't a drug. We don't want to make this into a drug where you need us forever. No, we want to empower you. That's the whole goal. We want to empower you so you become independent and you take control of marketing and selling value, the two most valuable components for your business. And it takes time to learning how to do this. And that's the whole point of us being here, is to help you get there. We're not going to tell you the old antiquated ways of, oh, you should sell to your current clients and land and expand. Yeah, that's a great way. I'm not going to knock it, but that only lasts so long. We want to, and I'm gonna Gregory's not gonna like this because he's one of the founders at the MSP Corner, but I'm gonna have a very rigid qualification uh, process, because if you don't qualify, we're not gonna do business with you. We're just not. We want people that are committed, who are hungry, who are uh, ready to learn how to master marketing and selling value. There's just no way. If you do this half-ass, it's just not going to work. There's just no way. There's no way around it. You can't do anything on the cheap. This is not going to work. All right. Expectations. Let's talk about expectations real quick, because it's getting late. But when you initiate a marketing strategy, anticipate an initial phase of research and planning that will typically last 1 to 2 months. Implementation of a campaign rollout may span 1 to 4 months. And depending on the complexity and scale of the strategy, it could last longer, right? But allow for another 2 to 3 months to monitor and analyze initial results so you can make adjustments. Long-term success often requires 6 to 12 months or more of a consistent effort to see significant growth and a return on your investment. I know that SEO will take 10 to 12 months. There's just no way around it. But keep in mind that timelines can vary based on factors such as industry, target audience, and budget constraints. Patience and flexibility are key as you navigate the evolving landscape of marketing. Now, I'm going to conclude with, we've illustrated a number of options you can choose from when it comes to marketing. These, again, I want to emphasize, are not silver bullets, but if you properly plan and implement, you can have an effective solution that will generate leads on a monthly basis. We invested heavily in SEO, and it took a while to get where we are today. Imagine getting 5, 10, 20 meeting requests every month. Imagine that. You can get there. It takes a commitment. It takes consistent execution. It takes time to plan. It takes time to research. And you got to be patient. And I know all of you guys are patient. If you're in the IT support business, you guys are patient because you're dealing with clients that are screaming at you, things don't work. But imagine this. I want you guys to imagine this, because if you believe it, it will manifest itself. You have to believe that you can achieve this type of goal. And here's the other remarkable thing is many of you are going to be like, well, I can't scale at this pace. Even if I have 5, 10 meetings a month and I close 2 to 3 new clients every 2, 3 months, I can't scale at that pace. That's what Gregory and I are here for. We're here to solve these type of problems, because in order for you to scale, you need to have resources in place. And at the MSP Corner, when you're a member, you have resources that will deliver a 24/7 help desk, a 24/7 SOC. And if you're looking to transition from the break fix model, there are services that will help you transition to the MSP model at no cost. It's zero investment. It's nothing, guys. You want a 24/7 help desk? Boom, you get it set up tomorrow. There's no vetting process for your help desk. There's no there's no upfront costs. It's incredible the amount of resources that we have available at your fingertips. Now, the other thing I want you guys to believe in is that building low maintenance infrastructures creates happy clients. Happy clients don't fire you. You have to pick people's brains like Gregory, who can help you implement strategies so you create low maintenance infrastructures. You're not going to want high maintenance clients, because high maintenance clients take time. They take up your time. It costs money to support them when you're not making money. You got to make money. All right. So, Greg, that's my conclusion. Do you have anything you want to share?
No.
All right. Hey, guys, thanks for listening. I know it's a long podcast. We went over, but thanks for listening. And don't forget to sign up to be a member on the MSP Corner. And please share our link with a CEO who might find our information beneficial to their business, because we're here to keep you guys, to educate you guys on selling value, marketing, scaling your business, and getting you guys lined up with resources, plus documentation. We have tons of documentation for you. All right, thanks again. Have a good day. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to sign up to be a member on www.mspcorner.com. Please share our link with a CEO who will find our information beneficial to their business. Have an awesome day.